In the Republican response this weekend, Kansas Governor Sam Brownback says the president is going about it all wrong, that the key to changing America's economy is to change things at the state level. Governor Brownback joins us now live from Atlanta. Governor, good to see you. Were you taking in the Final Four yesterday?
I sure am, and I'm proud of the Wichita State Wee Shockers for being here in the Final Four. They didn't quite beat Louisville yesterday, but they did a fabulous job.
That was a squeaker. Very, very exciting game. Governor, let's get to the matter at hand now. The president revealing his budget coming up probably on Wednesday, it looks like now, is the best guess, offering to trade cuts and entitlements for more revenue raises. What do you think of the whole idea?
Well, I don't think he's going at it the right way. I appreciate that he's trying to get at the deficit because we have got to get at this deficit. But I think you got to get the economy growing, and so you need to get a tax policy that lowers your overall tax rates. And then I think you've got to go more specifically at government cuts. Maybe it's something like a federal government employee buyout program like we've done at the state levels, and go at very targeted things at that cutting of spending within the overall organization. And I think those are some ways that we really ought to look, and you ought to look to the states. A lot of states have been dealing with these sort of tight budget situations for 5 years now. He could really find, I think, a lot of clues on how to deal with it there. 30
Republican governors across the states right now, you say that they are taking some prudent steps, at least in turning their budget problems around. What was the situation in Kansas when you took over? Where is it now?
Well, we had $876.05 in the bank account, faced a $500 million projected deficit. We now have $500 million in the bank, a $1 billion swing. Didn't raise taxes, we actually cut them, and we took all taxes off of small business, all LLC and sub-S income, no state income tax, as a way to grow the economy. And that's produced what you would think it would do. It's produced a really growing atmosphere within the state of Kansas, 5.5% unemployment rates, and we're getting that budget deficit under control. And we invested in key areas in the economy, like aviation in the state of Kansas. It's really what we've got to do federally, and I think the president's got a great chance to do that.
Now, you said in the Republican address yesterday that the entrepreneurial spirit of America can achieve growth, but the federal government is beset with a simple math that the states aren't. They have these huge entitlement programs, including Social Security, which is underfunded by 10% in the next decade. The following decade, it's underfunded by 20%. They face some issues that, with all due respect, you don't in the states.
Yes, and they have a couple tools that we don't either. They can print money, which they've been printing an awful lot of, and they can borrow it in huge quantities, and most of us are required to balance our budget. Now, I'm not saying the states should have those abilities, because I think those can be misused. But in the entitlement areas, I think you've got to start addressing your entitlement reform too. But the steps I'm identifying, getting your economy growing, because this economy is not growing the way it needs to do, and then go specific at government cut areas and getting your cost under control, are two proven ways that President Obama can do even before he gets or as he gets at entitlement reform.